Pick a card. What discovery are you about to make? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. If you chose this image on the right hand side, pile number 1, and this is your reading. You chose the pink floaty astronaut. This person is working on their laptop. They're in the water. That water looks quite dark, actually. And there appears to be some fragments and things that are like broken into the water as well. Almost like there was a crash landing. So we're going to find out a little bit more about what it is that you are discovering. Pile number 1. Investigate. Look closely, ask questions, and think before acting. Okay, so that's what we're here for. It's funny. I'm going to say that this alludes to the fact that you are going to have a discovery, but you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to keep your eyes open. 10 toes down, eyes peeled. That kind of a vibe, okay? Pile number 1. What are you discovering? What are you about to discover? Who in the world are you? Wow. All right, so I'm looking at the eggs right here, which is like pretty evident. They're standing out to me for sure. And I'm even looking at this, and it's like a ship's mast right here. Seems like some guy up here is doing like a headstand. I don't know what's going on. There's a party. And she's maybe sitting on an egg, and there's another egg right here. But getting to know getting to know the new you, okay? So you are evolving. You are changing. I heard you are escalating. Why would that be? What discovery are you about to make? Now I'm super curious. Thank you, Coco. So pile number 1, I feel like maybe there could have been a little bit of boredom, or could be a little bit of boredom right here. And I'm noticing the giraffe as well. So I'm going to say that perhaps you are in an environment where you are not really thriving, or you feel like you're not thriving, or you can't shine, you're not yourself. I'm looking at the egg right here. This is cracking as well. And with this little creature that seems to be a miniature giraffe, I feel like its neck sticks out. I don't feel, but that's a fact, right? That's what the image tells us. Pile number 1, I'm just going to say that I feel like you're having to look things over. There's like an overview. I heard surveillance. Maybe you have to, okay, that would fall in line with investigate. But maybe you have to survey or really scrutinize what you have done or where you're at currently in order to make sense of this, because there is a lot of debris right where you're sitting, but everything in the background is pretty much like desolate and destitute. So I'm going to say pile number 1 that you have not had a lot of support. This even looks like a lobster claw, and it reminds me of the cards. One of them says like pincher, and that means like you're pinched financially and things like that. So investigate what is going on financially. I think that's going to help you as well. Overlook your paycheck, make sure you're getting bonuses that you were promised, or look at your bank account and make sure that you are not, still paying on subscriptions that you've tried to cancel and things like that, right? But you are definitely not thriving. You're bored. You want to stretch out that neck and look a bit around you. Now, I feel like also that you could be a little bit like, here we go, exhausted, because you're coming from a landscape that's really barren. And then all of a sudden now, immediately, you're in a landscape that's overgrown by kind of like wildlife and things. So yeah, things are growing, but not exactly how you want them to. Let's see what else we can get right here, because it has to do with your personal growth, right? Pile number 1, I wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for being here. You guys who are new subscribers, the people that are just dropping in to see what's popping, right? And those of you guys that are repeat offenders with me, I really appreciate your time and energy. Thank you so much. Also for the comments, I really find them entertaining. They're fun and super encouraging. So thank you as well. What discovery are you about to make? What is this? The 5 of Swords reversed. Okay. So either you've been lying to yourself or somebody's been lying to you. There's been deception afoot. And we, pile number 1, don't like that. So I'm gonna look at this card right here. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. That falls in line right here. Okay, what I'm gonna say is that you're gonna be healing from some wounds where people could have talked a lot of ish about you, where perhaps you have felt betrayed, you have felt like the mark of. I heard violence. I don't know how that's going to fit into your story. Each story, by the way, you guys know already, is going to be different. So these readings are meant to be for the masses. I'm all the masses. I'm optimistic over here. But take what fits you, and what doesn't, definitely discard that. Okay, this is not a personal reading that you can find in my Etsy store in the description box below. Also, this is my first channel. I have another channel I opened a little bit over a month, and it is called Toughdolltarot, where you have, I think, maybe over 25 videos. Not too many just yet, but I'm working on it. So if you want to go over and check that one out, it's a little bit more lighthearted, I think. I don't know. But I do have giveaways on both community tabs. You might want to check those out. And yes, you can enter both, because I'll put that into the little generator, and we're going to pull out the winner at the end of August for each one. So pile number 1, what discovery are you about to make? This seems pretty darn heavy, and oh wow. So the King of Swords, I feel like you're finally gaining clarity. I feel like there could be secrets that are afoot. With the Five of Swords, this person wants to win at any cost, okay? This person is also in self-protective mode, so they are going to wield those swords. They're going to bob and weave. They're going to grabby grab. They're going to do whatever it is that they can to protect self, to really come out ahead and things like that. So ethics mean nothing to that person. That could be a person or a situation as well, or like several people involved. Now with the Ten of Swords right here, I mean, we see clearly this person has all of these wounds going on right here. And with the Ten of Swords, it's always about each sword penetrating a body, a back, typically, like you didn't see this coming. And I feel like you could have given this person or the situation many different chances, and you're starting to get the clarity of that. I feel like you're starting to get clarity on what it is, maybe perhaps that's been said about you. And I kind of feel also, just a disclaimer to mention that, well, let's not get too caught up in what people say about us. People are always going to talk, especially if you're really trying to work on yourself and things like that. So who cares, right? But I feel like this goes deeper than that. I feel like these betrayals are incredibly deep, not just words, but deeds, actions. People could have stolen from you. People could have used you as a pincushion, a guinea pig, anything like that. So let's see what else. I feel like this is coming into light. And while it might hurt, you've already been hurt. So I feel like this is going to come as a relief. It's a little bit of like a catalyst, if you will. The King of Swords suffers no fools. I feel like you're fully armed, fully equipped, very well able to utilize these rifles that he has right here. I see mean mugging. So maybe somebody is mean mugging you. I don't know, but you have quite the artillery right here. I'm not really concerned about your abilities. And then there's a foot and a hand back here on the plaque. So this person collects trophies, and this can go either way. This can mean that you are gaining clarity, that you have the observations that you need, that your instincts were on point, and that you're going to deal with it accordingly. And I love this for you. But also, this can also mean that the situation that is about to be uncovered and discovered is that you have been betrayed, and that person is extremely cunning. They're extremely smart. They have many trophies on their wall of having done deeds like this before to other people. So I would say in that case that you would not be the first victim. Now, for a select few, I feel like those two seemingly opposite meanings actually fit what it is that you're about to discover. Now, don't get scared. I feel like what's going on here, why can't you just come in and be good today, please? No. What you're about to discover is actually going to serve as a point of liberation. It's going to serve as a frame of reference, and it's going to really help kind of Sorry, I'm wiggling the camera. I just can't get things centered. It's going to really confirm everything that you have been feeling. But now you have the receipts. Now you have the proof. Not that we need it, but I feel like this has been impeding your growth. It's been confining you. It's been keeping you in almost like a wasteland. Like you can't grow personally. And I also feel like you're going to be asking questions like, who is you? Who is a person who's been betraying you and talking about you and being given chances time and time again? And yet they continue misusing and abusing those chances. For some of you guys, I feel like this is indeed family. King of Swords can be like the father or the grandfather. But let's keep it going. And we're not reading sex. We do read energy here. What discovery are you about to make? Six of Hazards. Yeah. So I feel like you're going to start seeing that somebody has been giving you a little bit of time, attention, energy. They keep moving the bait, keep moving the lure. Like, for example, if you're the one taking care of your parents and things like that, they're like, well, I just need a little bit of help, just a little bit. And, you know, if you could just help with this, if you could just help with that. This doctor or this person, this lab rat back here has no desire and no intention on letting the zombie go. They're going to control that zombie by whatever means. And in this case, it's with flesh. Now, for very few of you, you're going to find that somebody has been trying to control you with flesh. And I do mean with sex and things like that, okay? By other people, others of you, I'm just going to say that similar to the image that you chose, you're in deep water. I feel like emotions are everywhere. I mean, I feel like you could be sinking in emotion. Your heart could be sinking. But the fact that this astronaut is floating in a pink floaty and they're still working and still keeping it pushing and still, they're like, I have a deadline to meet. I'm not going to miss that deadline regardless of everything that's fallen. And I'm in the ocean trying to, you know, keep things going over here. So I feel like that's going to be your spirit, that you've been through the worst of it, and that don't be fearful because you have all of the skill to be able to navigate this. And this is not a surprise to you. So I'm going to keep confirming that. Please do not be afraid. Pile number 1, the 9 of Hazards. Yeah, this can involve money. This can involve wealth. This can involve your personal autonomy. Because a lot of times I see the 9 of Pentacles as somebody who just doesn't need really much from other people. And I think that that is you. I feel strongly that that is you. And that's why people... This has a lot to do with like intelligence and things like that. People have been wanting to maybe even steal your intellectual property. In fact, yesterday it was kind of interesting because I've designed new thumbnails. If you guys have been around, you can tell. The Toughdolltarot has all the new thumbnails. And then you guys at Psychicmd have recently seen the new thumbnails, right? And I saw somebody who has near identical, like carbon copy of mine. And I was kind of like, that's kind of skeezy. Is that a word? But I started looking at the rest of their material and it's not that. So I find that quite interesting. But you're welcome, content creator who likes to jack other people's thumbnails, whatever. So the 9 of Hazards right here. I feel like you're going to be fine. I feel like you're going to be working, keeping it pushing. You're going to have a level of grace about you that people are going to wonder, how did you survive that? How did you make it? How did you... I'm hearing, how did you make ends meet? Pile number 1. So this could be about somebody else controlling the pocketbook. Maybe it's kind of like one of those stories where you hear that the person's working, making all the money, and somebody else is sitting at home and they're siphoning all of that gold, siphoning all of the wealth. And maybe perhaps you were given like a small allowance that doesn't even cover your basic needs and things like that. And the rest of the money was used for other people because this person's been shady, bobbing and weaving, or creating a story that makes you feel over generous. Those days are over. Pile number 1. What discovery are you about to make? And by the way, I feel like people are shook. If this person was self-protective before, wanting to go behind your back and do things and put you in a self-protective mode and make you feel stripped down, stripped naked, like I call it being, sorry about this little crassness, but feeling like you're caught with your panties down, that's exactly what this feeling is, right? They made you, they wanted to make you feel that way. They're comfortable with that. They're comfortable with you being at the end of this feeling. So don't forget that, pile number one. By the same token, don't get focused on making other people miserable or hurt, or, you know, don't do the whole payback and the revenge thing, and that it's not worth it. It just isn't. Don't do that, please. Judgment. Yeah. So pile number one, what I have for you basically is I feel like you're making a judgment, or you have made judgment. You could be in the middle of it, is what I feel. And it's blowing people's minds. People are shocked. They are shook that you have the strength of character, the will, the wisdom. You have the ability to stand up from victimhood as well, because sometimes this could be like the victim. But also you have the ability to withstand repeat abuse. And, you know, when we're in self-protective mode and we are tender in our emotions and things like that, I don't feel like that's victim at all. I feel like we're in our emotions and we're human, and that's really crappy for somebody else to say, quit playing the victim. But I do feel like you are regathering your power once again. I do feel like you are elevating, you are changing the narrative, you're changing your own narrative. And I feel like you're moving on to greener pastures, and you're doing this by yourself with the 9 of hazards. Even if you're like a single parent or whatever, it doesn't make a difference. You're gonna, you know, take care of yours. But with the number 20, it reduces to 2. To me, that's balance, your personal balance and things like that. But you are blowing minds. People are fired up about this. I see a laptop right here. And then somebody about to hit the fire button, right? Ready, aim, fire. They want to come at you with like all swords and all these words and things like that, like fast communication. They want to kind of blow up your phone, things like that. This is a major arcana, so this is major things happening. But the same way that you're blown things up, I feel like in your past, you were like, this is a prototype that I am no longer this person. I'm discovering not only who you are, but who I am. Pile number one, I feel like this is your narrative. I feel like you are standing strong. I feel like you are 10 toes down. You're very well equipped, very skilled, very graceful. I feel like you are very intelligent, and you are going to keep it moving. So good for you. This is how you reclaim your power, reclaim your life, and reclaim your autonomy all in one fell swoop. You might feel discombobulated, but things will settle, and you will be so much happier for it. I'm so glad. A round of applause for you. Much, much love to you. Keep it pushing. And until next time, namaste. Hi, pal 2. My name is Griselle with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, you have chosen this image on the right-hand side of your screen. We have the flamingo floating and the astronaut just chilling right on it. I love this image. We have the sky, which is really popping for me, the clouds. I feel like here, there's quite a bit of dreaming going on. It could be daydreaming, it could be feeling. You could be feeling lost. I'm here, lost in emotion. That's not all. But let's see what else is going on here, okay? What discovery are you about to make? Pile number 1. What is this? Use your time well. Make every moment count. I hate that. So yeah, you could be locking down on your own time management. You could be... well, let's see what else we have going on. What discovery are you about to make? All must have prizes. Trying to please everyone. What? No, we don't. But look at her eyes. So expressive, so beautiful. So something about managing your time and managing a reward system. Maybe learning how to manage yourself and your time. I struggle with time management because I could spend all my time literally doing readings, editing, working my other job, coming back home and repeating readings, editing, and going to sleep. And then nothing else gets done. That's not good. No balance. No, I have none. Why was I shuffling? Well, I guess you needed that. Pile number 2, I'm going to say that we have the Hierophant with the number 5. Number 5? How did I not remember that? Okay. So a lot of changes to your connection to spirit. I'm going to say that I'm hearing reprogramming. You're going to reprogram your own life. You're going to use your time a lot more functional. You're going to go for functionality more than like visibility or aesthetics and how things look. Good for you. I love these cards, these old TV. It's just so cool. So what discovery are you about to make? And pile number two, I just want to thank you guys so much for showing up. Those of you that are just dropping by. And thank you so much for those of you guys that came from Toughdolltarot, my second channel. I really appreciate your support, all the comments. And last but not least, thank you so very much for those of you guys that are repeat offenders that have been with me from the beginning. I appreciate that. Pile number two. What discovery are you about to make? The Six of Coins. So she has her head bowed down a little bit. I heard in shame. That's interesting. We're going to see what's going on here. The Knight of Coins, huh? So the Knights tend to be messengers, but of all the suits, the coins are the slowest to really produce. This is like planting a garden and watching it grow. You're not taking naps. You're not leaving the garden. You're like, I know it's going to grow. I read it's going to grow, and it's going to grow now. I don't know why I use that voice, but you're welcome. So I'm going to say, yeah, that something about giving to multiple people or multiple situations could have you maybe reevaluating a situation. Maybe you're giving situations that are not going to be helpful in promoting what it is that you want to do, where it is that you want to head, or you're over giving, or all of the above, right? So I feel like it's a reevaluation of time and of self. What discovery are you about to make? The Eight of Wands. What? This is like travel. This is about messages going back and forth. This could be even messages. Like sometimes my messages get lost in, I don't know. I really hate Facebook, but if you're on Facebook, my messages get lost there in the friend request and all that thing. So I don't see them. Sometimes I haven't seen them for years. Oops. So I'm going to say that, yeah, the Eight of Wands right here, this could be missed messages and things like that, but you're going to discover things very, very soon. It's going to happen quickly, and then it's going to cause a barrage of like communication back and forth. So I don't know if somebody's been trying to contact you, communicate with you, maybe perhaps somebody from your past. And this looks to me, you know, the Knight is like very slow in communicating anyways. So what discovery are you about to make? The Two of Wands, that you have options, that you have choices. And yeah, we know that, but we don't know about what. What are we choosing? What are we optioning here for? Pile number two, use your time wisely. You have two choices. Make one. Maybe you've been sitting on a fence. Maybe you've been giving to too many situations. And maybe you've been like rushing here and there and running around doing all the things. And honestly, like, you know that this is wearing you down to a nub. Maybe you're overexerting yourself and you need to commit to just one or two things that is realistic for you and viable. If you're taking on other people's responsibilities, I feel like that's going to be ending soon because you're going to use your time well and realizing that all must have prizes. Like, we don't want the participation award. I mean, what a way to placate people and kind of take away their drive in some ways. I don't know. I'm not for it. So I'm going to say, well, it does feel good sometimes to feel recognized and things like that. There should be no reason why everybody's getting a reward for being mediocre or not putting forth effort or for breathing. I'm just going to say it. There, I said it. Don't hate me. So pile number two. What are you about to discover? The Six of Cups. We have a lot of sixes right here. Interesting to me. This could be somebody from the past who still loves you. A lot of nostalgia, right? This hand is broken. I feel like this belongs to this Knight right here. Maybe they were not able to please deposit 25 cents, right? Maybe perhaps this person was not able to really deposit any time, energy, and effort into you, but they never forgot you. They never felt like they moved on. Their heart was always with you. They recollect you with nostalgia, great emotion, and sometimes great fantasy. And I really look at her with her little pink. She's so cute. I feel like the feeling could be mutual. There could be like a mutual nostalgia going on here, and there is a path to choose. Now, with that, I just want to say, make sure that you're not wasting your time on somebody who comes back with the same bullshit that they did when they first left, or that you were, you know, if you're no longer in contact and stuff like that. But we have the Knight of Cups, so maybe that's not even the case, but I feel like you're going to be very discerning, using your time well. You're not going to spend time and energy on people that are going to give to you and be stingy, or that don't know their minds. Sometimes the Knight of Cups can be in love with love. They could be here for a good time, not a long time. With this wave, they could be here to ride that wave of emotion. They want to kind of bring back old memories and feel the high that they had when they were around you. They want to relive certain parts of their lives and things like that. But this person can have a habit of doing things like that, chasing the high, in other words. So you want to be aware of those tendencies, right? If this is someone from the past. Now, if this is not a romantic situation, I feel like you are still going to be like, which way do I go? That kind of a thing. And slow movements, the same way that people approach you slow. Don't let anybody pressure you into making decisions, into, hey, let's meet. And I've been out of the picture for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. And you have a booked up schedule and it's not convenient, or it's not conducive, or you're going to have to do some traveling to be able to meet up with them, so on and so forth. You know, if they're taking their sweet time and they feel like, well, my hand's broke, I couldn't do anything about it. Well, there's always something people can do. They can communicate their intentions long before they communicate or do any actions or whatever. So I just want you to be really careful about making sure people's actions match what they say. So I feel like you could have been around a lot of deceptive people, and that could have been a lot of time wasters. I feel like you guys are my single pile. Maybe you're looking for a commitment. Maybe somebody's trying to come back and saying, hey, you know, I want to commit to you. Or maybe perhaps this is stating that this was somebody you were committed to in the past, right? And this is an old school TV. This is old programming again, guys. So make sure that you're not being entertained by old programming that is quite, maybe it's entertaining, but it's quite useless. You've seen the show before. It's a freaking rerun. It's everywhere. It's even on YouTube that you can play, and it's going to give you ads on top of a rerun that you've seen like a billion times from your past. Use your time wisely. I feel like that's what you're about to discover, is that you have less strength to make decisions and handle things in a way that you wouldn't think that you would have the strength or ability to handle it that way. But also, I feel like you are going to be shocking people at the way you handle yourself as well. So I feel like this feels to me like a sense of victory. A form of self-love is just really protecting your energy and doing what is best for you. And of course, you know, everything in moderation. Make sure that you're not rushing to conclusions and things like that. But if people are taking their time and all of a sudden they run in with it, oh my gosh, I just love you, I miss you so much, and I've been, where is you? Where have you been? And let's slow down there, bro. And see, you know, what exactly do you miss and what is going on and why all of a sudden. Because there's reasons for everything. So I feel like you're the one to pull back the curtain to really look at what is being offered. This rerun, this programming. Somebody might want to try to program you once again back into the same behavior, in the same relationship, in the same old. I'm here. It's the same old situation. It's the same old ball and chain. Who is that? Guns N' Roses? Motley Crue? I don't know. It's somebody. But you get the point here. So pile number 2. Let's see. I have a couple more minutes. Let's just... Why is the Hierophant here, please? What discovery are you about to make? Also, on the flip side, I'm thinking about the image that you chose, right? And this could be not coming in clear. Why? This could be somebody who is coming back, who is in the middle of a wreckage of their life, right? You know how we go through moments, tower moments, where everything is a wreckage. They're coming. What? Look. I'm here. I want to go back and do it all over, but I can't go back. I know. I don't know anybody. I don't know the singers of these songs, so sorry. But I feel like you're the Queen of Wands. You're the mover and the shaker. I feel like you've taken one for the team. You've taken two for the team. You've taken a gazillion for the team. And there is no team no more because you are flying solo. You are focused on you. And if it doesn't meet your requirements, if it doesn't really help to serve your life, elevate you, then you're not going to put money into it. You're not going to put time and effort into it. You're not going to break your hands trying to accommodate, okay? The Queen of Wands could be very fiery, very work-oriented, acts of service, that kind of a thing. And this person could be addicted or wanting like your acts of service. Take that however you will. That could be sexual, right? Or that could mean, you know, however, they want you to just put more time and energy and effort into it. But it all boils down to, like, they want to get their needs met. Now, I feel like you have the ability, once again, to scrutinize what are their needs right here. Well, let's just see. What discovery are you about to make? Pile number 2, I had no idea this was going to come up. Here we go. What discovery are you about to make? And if you're liking these kind of readings, do give me a moment to like, share, comment, subscribe. I don't have to do that, but it would be nice if you would. You don't have to, of course. Also, I'd appreciate any suggestions on what readings you would like. I will take those into consideration. The Eight of Swords. This person's been tied up in their mind. And we have the Queen of Cups. This could be a third party trying to return. Somebody saying, well, you know, I just didn't know how to come back after all that happened, whatever happened. But they have a lot of love for you. They have a lot of feelings for you, a lot of emotions for you. I feel also like this Queen of Cups right here all of a sudden is feeling kind of nefarious. This could be somebody who, like a third party, they could have been somebody who did some kind of like spell and witchcraft, spell work on your person or this person. Okay, this is feeling romantic to me for sure. And you guys, this is like the best card in this whole freaking deck. I love this deck so hard. I almost bought it again recently, but I'm like, no, mine are kind of grubby because I've used them a gazillion, but they are good. Now, I'm going to say that right here, I feel like this person could have eaten... the third party could have eaten this person's mind. And if it's, you know, third party doesn't always have to be romantic. It could be, you know, a situation where somebody decided to go off on a different job instead of working with you or for you. And then they decided to come back and the employer ate their brain with promises and with things like that. But I feel like even, you know, the body, I'm hearing body count as well. So maybe perhaps this Queen of Cups, she makes her moves with her body and she manipulates with that, with smecks and things like that. The fact that she's eating a brain and looking with one eye, I feel like even this person can know about you and they can know that this person wants to come back towards you and that they have feelings towards you and things like that. But I do definitely feel for those of you that know, at least in my community, Latino community, they're big on doing, you know, love spells and binding spells and domination spells. And it's kind of a trip, but here we are talking about it. So the Eight of Swords is this person just felt trapped. They can't stomach it any longer. They can't stay where it is that they are at. But simply because they need to flee a situation doesn't mean you need to welcome things with open arms, right? Definitely not. You want to be wary about that. You want to be wise. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Pile number 2. Much, much love to you. Thank you so much. And until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Grisel with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3. What discovery are you about to make? You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen. It's this pink astronaut, and he's surrounded, or she's surrounded by all these beautiful flowers. And again, I think about flowers as representing beauty, okay? So a lot of beauty. I feel like you could be in the middle of discovering an oasis. But let's find out what this is about. Pile number 3, what do we have for thee? Lead the way. What? Not what I expected. Be a leader. Show others how it's done. You can help others. Yes, you. Pile number 3. I feel like a lot of times we think, well, who the heck am I? Doesn't she look a little bit like Snow White? Now, Snow White is a story of, well, you guys know, of the girl and she has a wicked stepmother, and the stepmother gets her to bite into an apple and basically takes her out, right? It's a poison apple. And she's jealous of her beauty. So we're going to see where this goes. Lead the way, be the leader. Let's see what else comes up here. Pile number 3, wake up. It's your moment. Okay. Not like this is getting personal or anything. Look at these images. They're so freaking beautiful. So the number 25, the number 2, I feel like personal power, getting your sea legs under you, right? And number 5 is a lot of changes and fluctuations. Wait, this girl is literally surrounded, just like the image that you chose. Pile number 3, I am nothing if not observant. Super late epiphanies that you guys probably picked up on immediately, but that's okay. Yeah, so lead the way, show others how it's done, and you can help others. And I feel like you have even all these different birds coming to you and things like that. You could have communication with birds. I have an affinity with birds. I love especially all the blackbirds, like the ravens, the crows. I love the vultures, the turkey vultures. I love them all. So I'm going to say that by leading the way, the number 12 reduces to 3. This is cooperation, collaboration. This is an ability to really put all the cogs together that seem like they're not going to fit, but you put them well close enough within the vicinity that they are actually going to touch one another and create momentum. So I feel like this is your moment to lead the way. Now, not me getting uncomfortable here. Pile number 3, I feel like with lead the way and be the leader, some of you guys could be like myself. Maybe you were surrounded by people that are narcissistic and really have their own best interests at heart. Not a lot of compassion for you, okay? So I'm going to say that you could even be showing people the way out of those situations. And that's monumental. Like talk therapy, great. Hypnotherapy, great. Psychotherapy, great. You know, psychology, all the things. But I feel like in combination, we need somebody to see like a real life action hero. And I feel like that's you. Pile number 3, I feel like in a lot of ways you have been able to withdraw, to pull away, to really go into your own oasis like we talked about. And maybe the landscape looks different than what you think it should, right? But I feel like if you take a moment to look around and kind of like smell the roses, smell the birds. I don't know if that's a thing. Probably not. I feel like you're going to see that you are in a great landscape for you, that you have come so far, and that you're in a period of, you know, when they show those movies where people get shipwrecked and then you have 1 or 2 survivors and they struggle and then they make it to shore. That's you right here. And so I feel like you could have been handled a lot of poisoned apples. I feel like you could have been the focus of a lot of jealousy, a lot of people that have given you misdirection, misinformation. That's how you properly use that word, by the way, Facebook. Thank you. Pile number 3, I feel like you are finding or have found your confidence in spite of. I feel like you've seen things with a clarity that really surprises other people, that you have woken up into a Fantasylandia maybe that you were involved in. This kid, I feel like a lot of you guys familiar, but I feel like also friends. I feel like these people didn't listen to what it is that you needed. And finally, I feel like you broke free. You said, that's it, no more, I'm done. I'm done giving into situations that don't give back. I feel like you are done with people taking from you, whether it's time, energy, you know, crashing your boundaries. That's a huge one. So I feel like no longer are you doing that. And you could have had, like myself, a geographical relocation. You could have had, you know, a dynamic like myself where things were not going well with my family member, and she refused to listen, refused to hear me, refused my boundaries. And what happened, you know, at the very end is I was working one day and, you know, she continued making these phone calls, and I'm working, you know I'm working, so stop. And then after that, it was like my intuition told me, oh, she's going to contact my son. And she sure did. And then I thought, why are you hunting me down? It felt like I was prey to be hunted, and so on and so forth. And things just escalated and spiraled and got out of control, you know, to the point where I just continued working. I finished one shift and then I did what I do here. you know, I'm just busy and things, I just felt really disrespected and I had something going on. So when I can answer your phone calls and things like that, it should be good enough for you, because you know what? When you answer my phone calls, if you do or don't, it's good enough for me. I don't feel like I'm going to pressure people like that way at all. I'm not going to blow up your phone. I'm not going to stalk people, things like that. Well, lo and behold, I'm like in the middle of, you know, just getting into bed. And, you know, this person calls me and I'm like, and she's like, I'm worried about you, just all acting distraught and things like that. And I'm like, are you serious? You know, give me a freaking break here. Like, you're not entitled to my time, my phone calls, or anything. That's a privilege. Energy is a privilege from anyone. And I don't care what title you have over other people. It is not, you know, there's just an air of like expectation. And I feel like you are done with that. So that was my boundary. That's a straw for me that broke the camel's back, that made it very clear that what I care about and what I wanted didn't matter, that this person was going to do whatever the hell they wanted. And I can't have that toxicity in my life. So I made decisions for my own health, my mental health, and my happiness. And I kept it pushing, and here we are. So I feel like you could be somebody who is sharing your story like that to really help motivate, inspire other people. And I feel like you're about to really discover that you are in the middle of oasis, that things are blooming, that maybe you landed on shore and it's a different landscape. Maybe you had to move. Maybe you chose to move. Maybe this has to do with a work situation where you feel like, you know what, everything is shipwrecked and now I barely crawl onto the sands, onto the shore. I'm going to pant here for like 30 days and take a breath and commune with the birds and things like that. And then I'm going to muster my courage and all my knowledge, and I'm going to keep it pushing. And how do you do that? You're going to enjoy nature. You're going to enjoy what it is that you have at the tip of your fingers. You're going to really clean yourself up and process, that word, all the things that you have been through, and those things are going to crack open and bloom in order to really serve to inspire you. I feel like even Spirit is giving you a pat on the back, a big old hug, and saying, you know, it is good. It is good. It is good enough, and you're doing super well. Keep going. But the moral of this story is that the same way that I underwent my things, you are going to be able to undergo your things and be able to show other people there is a will, there is a way. The biggest thing in my story is because you have a title and you feel entitled doesn't entitle you to the rest of my life or my life in general. So I feel like, yeah, moving forward, you're going to lead the way and help people wake up. Maybe you have a similar story. Maybe you yourself were dealing with a narcissist that left you destitute, that had, you know, jealousy and things of anger towards you. And what looked sweet was simply sabotage. And it could look many different ways. It could look like, you know, I've been, let's just say, on a diet once upon a time. Well, on and off my whole life, right? But say being on a diet, and then that friend or that person, that coworker, is always bringing in treats, and it can seem innocent, like, oh, that's great, you got treats, well, you know, that's my weakness, and that's happened to me. It's like, well, I made dinner, you're not going to eat it. Well, you know, I'm on a diet. Like, that's totally sabotaging people. So I feel like you're waking up to that, but you're also helping other people wake up to that fact as well. Nonsense. It's time to talk sense, okay? And I feel like people could be pushing back, saying, you know, this matriarch right here, which is, you know, the stepmother in the story of, what was that? Now it's giving me Alice in Wonderland vibes, but not so much that as Snow White. Anyways, the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Cups. It's time to talk sense. And I feel like maybe this has been an issue in your life where people try to talk you out of your emotions. Like, this person they're ruthless. It's all about her, all about what makes me beautiful. And I'm the one decorated. And I'm the one, it's all about me. I have a heart ring, and I am all heart. How dare you say I don't have any heart? And she's ruthless. You can see it in her eyes, right? And I feel like with you, it's like, right next to you, it doesn't matter what you think, what you say, how you feel, but I feel like you're bringing out your inner queen and you are bypassing all of that. So this person, these people, because I feel like it could be a pattern here, it doesn't have to be that you know, it's time to talk sense. If you're not on speaking terms, that's fine. I don't feel like you need to put yourself in line with a narcissist or somebody who has narcissistic tendencies, who doesn't have your best interest, or who sabotages you, right? I feel like you can continue doing what it is that you are doing. They're always going to be out for a war. They're always going to be out to have words, to have a fight with you, to engage you, all the things. But pile number 3, I feel like that's not something that you need to get involved in. I feel like if you've moved away, if you've changed things up, if you're looking after your own health and things like that, and if you've disengaged, you know, because the only thing that you can do with a narcissistic person is to gray wall. Is it gray wall? I always forget. Gray wall, gray stone. But having them in your life, it's just not going to work. They continue prying and pushing and prodding and treating you like a personal object. And so the only thing to do is truly disengage. If that's what you feel led to do, great. I'm not telling you what to do in your life. That is not the point here. This is just to confirm what your own intuition is telling you. Pile number 3, what are you about to discover? What discovery are you about to make? Judgment. Yeah. The judgment is hard. The judgment is cold. I feel like you have your full shield. You have palomas here. You have the bird of peace, right? Coming behind you. And I feel like she looks like the Trojan warriors, I would picture them to be. But anyways, I feel like with the judgment card, this is about putting things in balance. But this is spiritual judgment. I feel like this person, these people, these circumstances are under spiritual judgment. The Queen of Cups right here. And this is where you evolving into becoming. Because I feel like in a lot of ways, this served to steal your personal power. In a lot of ways. And I think that you are maturing. Now, this is something that has not been accepted by this person, that you're not autonomous, that no, you are an extension. That's what the narc is, an extension. They view you as an extension in a part of them, right? That they can manipulate and control. Everything that you do reflects upon them, that kind of a thing, that you should be doing deeds and all this stuff for them. But I feel like you have, I feel like, first of all, you've been crowned. I feel like you've been through it, because even she looks like she's been through it. And trying to make that judgment, I feel like this judgment has cost you a lot. It's cost you a lot of blood, sweat, tears, heartache, pain. But it's also been painful for you to look and see that how pure you are. Look at her. Like, she just wants to love. She wants to give her heart. She wants to do all the things out of just a purity and a no designs there. I just want to give. I want to love, that kind of a thing. And I feel like you've not been able to really fully embody that without being used and abused and that kind of a thing. Financial, mental, emotional, physical, all the things. Love is always on your mind. Like, how could you give? You could have been an over-giver. But I feel like now you've come into maturity. You have come into a place where you have been able to separate yourself. Maybe you're in the process of doing this right now. And I feel like Spirit is saying, good job, good job. I want to give you a round of applause as well. You could be coming from pile number 2. I think they got a round of, or pile 1, I'm not sure. But I'm going to say that you have a lot of experience on your belt, a way to navigate things. And if you have to go to war with people in order to claim your autonomy, to assert yourself, then you will. But I feel like that's not your first go-to. The only time that you're going to go to war is when pushed, right? So somebody's got to hit that nuke button first, and then it's go time. And that's just the way it is. Pile number 3. What discovery are you about to make? The 10 of Wands. Yeah, that this whole time, this has been a burden. And now you're in an oasis and you're here to heal. That, make no mistake, Spirit has opened up this place for you. This thing for you. Maybe it's a job for you, a new mindset for you, in order for you to heal yourself, to unburden yourself. The 10 of Wands is taking up other people's burdens. And I feel like in relationship to the narc, that is someone who wants you to take on their burdens. Whatever they do, if they do something wrong, if they misstep, you're the one to clean it up, and so on and so forth. Or you could be like myself, who raised their own parent and things like that. Now, I'm not saying there's a lack of love, but I'm saying that things really outweigh the love and support there. You know, if there's so much usury or whatever, it is what it is. We're not gonna go back there. Victorious, yeah. The 6 of Wands. I feel like you're making a great progress. great progress. And it's official. I feel like everybody can see it. People are celebrating. They've seen what you have been through. A lot of people kept their mouths shut when they knew exactly what was going on. When you felt like you had no hope, you're on your own, that you had to do things your own way. And I feel like it's taken monumental effort in order for you to overcome this one big thing. Now, you know, peer pressure is one thing, but pressure from family or from a lover or a narcissistic person that just attaches to you is a whole different thing, because they play psychological games. It's psychological warfare, people, and they're very skilled at this. As far as emotions go, I feel like these people have very little emotion other than self-pity and a desire for them to feel better at any cost, including your cost. Pile number 3, what are you about to discover? The 7 of Cups, yeah. So you have a lot of options. You are evaluating things, checking things out. You could discover that some people are spying on you. It's very common, especially if you have any social media. You're getting clarity. I feel like with the bullseye right here, don't worry too much about it. Things will make themselves known in due time, and you have the skill and the wherewithal to deal with it. This zombie right here has a fragment of a hand. They don't have a lot of leverage, a lot of strength. This person is a full-on person. I feel like you have all the strength. So if you're doubting yourself, this is a sign from Spirit to let you know, don't doubt. No doubt, right? You could love no doubt like I do. So that is what I have for you. Pile number 3. Hope you like that reading. Keep in mind, this is my first channel. I do have a second channel called Toughdolltarot. If you'd like to peruse on over there and check the community tabs on each one for August 2024 drawing. It's a giveaway. That's what I have for you. Keep on going. You're doing super well. So even if you don't feel it, you're about to feel it, okay? Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.